I'll get it for you. Isn't that nice? Listen to the sound. Two is 330. If it's suspended, you can't open the doors. The amount is increasing too much. Look, just here there are 1, 2, 3, 4. At the bow of this spider position, or I can go straight through here, but there's a restricted area here. Here, Jackson just refueled the machine. Look, where do you refuel this helicopter? Don't mind it, okay? Why did I land here? Nothing is by chance, all right? The helicopter is here for a reason, not by chance. Let me explain. Hey everyone, from the Flying With Me channel, Romulo speaking. I'm here at Helipad. The weather's good for a little flight today. It's Saturday, and we're going to take off from Helipad in the city of Nova Lima to Lavras. So if you've made it this far, subscribe to the channel, share it, and leave your like. In this big video, I'm also going to show you some behind-the-scenes stuff from LBH. Let's go. Look, guys, this is the Helipad helipad. This is where the workshop is. This is the second helipad, the upper helipad. There's also the lower helipad, which is a little further down. That black room over there. See, where there's that? Look, I'll zoom in on that Jaguar climbing up there. Right there, look. That's the pilot's lounge where we keep the passengers, you know, the bosses. Look, Bruno Guerra is about to take off. R66. The other R66. Robinson 66. Many are arriving in Brazil. A lot, look. Also this machine, the H130 in Belo Horizonte. The number is increasing a lot. Look, just here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back there. So this Airbus H130 has been a hit among Brazilian executives. Check it out. Among executives from Minas Gerais. There it is, look. Now look, check out the logistics the guys have to handle to get the helicopter out of the hangar. Look, they have to rotate the blades to get the helicopter out. See? So the blades avoid contact. We have these guards here that help, see? The most sensitive part of the helicopter blade is the tip and the trailing edge. What is the trailing edge, Romulo? Here's the blade's trailing edge. The back part is the most sensitive. The leading edge is more reinforced. See? So we have this protection here at the tip, because if blade hits blade, the protection helps. The guys are taking it off. It's a bit of a big operation. There's a 6-wheeler over there. He's going to activate it now. Are we going to take that activation? Bruno Guerra will activate the R66. I'll get it for you. There, that's great. Listen to the sound. guys, an important detail, that small towing wheel you saw them use to move the helicopter right there. When it's lifted on the helicopter here, when the helicopter is in this model, okay, the Airbus H130, when it's suspended, you can't open the doors. And another thing, you have to check if the doors are closed when the guys are towing the machine out of the hangar to the yard. So look here. Airbus placed these markers, see? Green, and up here it's green, see? So it means the door is closed. If the door wasn't closed, or if it was poorly closed, look here, down here it's green, okay? But up here it's not green, see? Look there. So up here it has to turn green so you can move it further. Why is that? Because you could cause a deformation in the cabin. As you can see, this helicopter has a very large cabin, a very large bubble, so you could crack the bubble. And the bubble is part of the structure, right? It's a structural part of this helicopter. So you have to be careful and pay attention to that, especially instructing the ground crew, right? Not to move the machine with the door open or half open. It always has to be closed, so it's always important to check if the doors are closed before lifting the helicopter's wheels. In this model, the H130, and in this one, the Esquilo H125, there's no issue because its bubble differs from this one, okay? They're very similar machines, but there are some details you have to pay attention to, stay sharp. Otherwise, you could cause a problem with one of these machines, which isn't cheap. Here, Jackson just refueled the machine. Look, where do you refuel this helicopter? It's right here, look. You open it and refuel, okay? It's 540 liters of fuel, which gives you about 2 hours and 45 minutes of flight, depending on your flight regime. Okay? Another 66 starting up over there. Look. Today is Saturday. There's a lot of movement. Look, the squirrel here is starting up too. I'm going to show you here the route we're going to take today on the Max Atlas app. We're going to take off from here, look, from the heliport. I'm going to take off heading towards this spider position, or I can go straight through here, but there's a restricted area here, see? I'll avoid it, so come here, spider. And then it's 84 miles on magnetic, 240, until Ijatsi near Lavras is an island that's here in a giant reservoir. Iatsi. This is going to be our route. I asked to fill up the tank, so I've got 2 hours and 45 minutes in the tank. We'll spend 50 minutes getting there. 50 minutes to go, 50 minutes to come back. That's 100 minutes. That's an hour and 40 minutes. I have 2 hours and 45, so I have plenty of fuel left. We're good. We're also good on weight, just a few passengers. Well, not much luggage either. Let's keep going. So there's the takeoff of Helipad. That road down there is the 040, which connects Belo Horizonte to Rio de Janeiro. I'm turning left. We're going to pass near a mining company. This region has a lot of mining. This is one of them. It's close to Helipad. Further ahead, there's the Jardim Canada neighborhood, which is a neighborhood in the city of Nova Lima, a neighborhood that has grown a lot. Those of us who have been operating at Helipad for a longer time have witnessed the growth of this neighborhood. It has grown a lot in recent years. Further ahead, we can already see the Retiro das Pedras condominium, which is also located in the city of Nova Lima. Nova Lima has a very large territory. This is just one part of it. There is a condominium with beautiful homes. And further ahead, we're crossing the Serra. To my right is the Serra do Curral, and to my left, the Serra da Moeda begins there. So we're making the crossing near the district of Casa Branca, which is a district of Brumadinho. And moving forward, you can notice that the cloud layer is a little lower. If we had taken off a little earlier, maybe we wouldn't have been able to cross the mountain range. At this part of the flight, the weather is already a little better. The clouds are more scattered. I kept flying there at flight level 065. And further ahead, I went below the layer. In this part, I was really close to the layer because the flight there was comfortable and the wind was also helping our flight. It was pushing. And since it's a visual flight, we have to have visual references with the ground at all times. So there, totally visual with the ground, despite the clouds, but very few clouds ahead. The fluffy shape of these clouds indicates that up ahead the visibility will be the same. Well, guys, I landed here. I don't know if the camera caught it because it looks like it stopped working. But I landed here. Let me show you here. Look, I landed on this lawn. Private area with landing authorization. So when a helicopter has landing authorization in a private area, there's no problem landing.
Here, the ground is a bit sloped.
Landing was trouble-free. Now I'm going to get the cover and cover this part of the panel so the panel doesn't get too hot. The machine's baggage compartment. On this side of the compartment, I always put my things and the helicopter's things. Those who've been on the channel longer already know. I don't know if you can tell, but the ground is slightly sloped. There's a little bit of a slope, but it's within the limits that the helicopter can handle. But it's within the limits that the helicopter can handle. Cover it. All done. The cover is on the panel. My iPad is here on the seat. I'm going to put it in the bag, leave it there, under my seat. I check here if everything is okay. Passenger seatbelt. Headset is safely stored there. Now it's all set. Machine is ready. Let's wait. Stay here this morning. Take off in the afternoon. I'll show you an important fact. After landing, many people don't notice. Why did I land here? Nothing happens by chance, okay? The helicopter is here for a reason. Why? I'll explain. There's a paved area here that's better for the helicopter to land, but it's too close to that house, see? So, just as a reminder, okay, this part here is private, so I could land right on the edge here. But I would throw a lot of grass toward the house over there, and there's a pool there. I would make a mess, right? So here, look, I have this whole lot to land on. Why didn't I land up front? Same thing, I would throw grass all over the middle of the street and make a mess of that house up front. So I chose this last part of the lot so I wouldn't bother anyone. Another thing, the approach. I did it here. Why? People come to a place like this to relax, right? So people might be sleeping here, and the helicopter flying over the house is unpleasant, so I came this way and landed in this area. Over there on the other side, same thing, right? I'll show you here. There's a house here on the left. If I landed closer to the house, there's a pool there. I would have made the whole pool dirty and ruined everyone's weekend. Let's remember that, okay? The helicopter is back here precisely so it doesn't disturb the house on the left or the one on the right or the one in front. You can see there's loose grass here. This was cut recently. Look, there's even a line. This side hasn't been cut, and here it's trimmed. I landed at the end here so I wouldn't bother anyone. Why do I say we need to pay attention to this? Because when we're inside the machine in the comfort of the air conditioning, enjoying the nice flight, many times we don't notice what's happening outside, so the pilot always has to be aware of what's going on out there, the mess he's making. This machine here, it makes a lot of mess, right? It produces a lot of thrust, so the wind it blows here will lift a lot of grass, it can lift stones, it can hurt people. So when there are cones around, you also have to be careful, roof tiles, so we have to pay attention to all of that, okay? Nothing can go unnoticed. So when you come in for an approach, it's not just about considering the wind, you have to consider other things too. Don't rely only on what you learned in school. It's more than just checking the wind or the windsock before landing. No, check everything. See if there are nearby houses, loose animals, power lines, or if you'll fly over other people's homes. When it's time to take off, will you be able to? You still need to observe everything. So that's why this 360, the camera didn't catch it, unfortunately. I did a 360 here around the landing spot. 360 is a turnaround before landing, before you actually land, right? So observing all of this. Okay, now I've analyzed the place. I'm going to land here. It'll be more comfortable for everyone. I won't get in anyone's way. The helicopter is already noisy by itself, right? It also makes quite a mess. So we have to be careful about these things. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It took us from Belo Horizonte to Ihaki 40 minutes, actually 42 minutes until landing. I landed here in this area. Now I'll wait to take off later. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your like and don't forget to leave a comment as well. Any kind of comment is very welcome, all right? Take care, everyone. God bless you. I'm out.